Hello guys, welcome on Tesla Adventures. In this video, we are going to discuss the pressure difference in an ideal liquid due to rotating closed rod. Now let us suppose that there is a rod which is rotating about this axis, and this rod is having a liquid filled in it, that is ideal liquid, and the length of the rod is L and rod is closed at both the ends. It is mentioned in the situation that the pressure of the liquid on this axis is P axis, and we have to find out the pressure as a function of R, where R is some distance from the center. This is R. Okay, so first of all, let us see that why pressure would be generated. So you could imagine that when this tube will rotate, then due to centrifugal force acting on the liquid, all of the liquid will be rushing towards this side of the tube. And due to that liquid rushing towards this side, the pressure at this side would be greater. So to calculate that pressure, let us first of all assume a small element of width dr. And let us assume that the pressure at this point is P and pressure at this point is P plus dP. So pressure at this point would be greater because we have already discussed that pressure would be greater as we will move away from the axis of the rod. So pressure at this point will be P plus dP. And this additional pressure dP, which is developed in this element, is obviously due to the centrifugal force acting on it. So this is the centrifugal force acting on the element, and the centrifugal force will be dm r omega square. Okay, so let us see that now dp will into area. If A is the area of the tube, then dp into area will be the force, and it would be balancing out dm into r omega square. Now this is dp into area, and that is dm. Dm would be dx, in fact dr into area into rho, and this is r omega square. So cancelling A with A, dp will be equal to rho omega square integration, in fact first of all let us write down r dr. And now the limit of P will be from P axis to P, and the limit of R would be from 0 to R. So P minus P axis will be equal to rho omega square by 2 and into R square. So P will be equal to P axis plus rho omega square R square by 2. This will be the pressure as a function of R from the axis of rotation. So if we draw the graph of the pressure, so let us draw the graph. First of all, let us draw the axis. So this is the axis, and if we draw the graph of the pressure, then we can see that this pressure is a function of R square. So this will be a parabola opening in the upward direction, and the base of the parabola will be at this point, which would have the coordinates of 0, P axis. This will be the graph of pressure with the distance r. Now let us see another situation in which there are two different liquids which are immiscible are filled in the tube. The first liquid is of density ρ1 and it is filled till the distance r1, and the second liquid is of density r2, in fact ρ2, and it is filled till the distance r2 minus r1. So we have to find out the pressure in these two sections. So let us first of all suppose that the pressure in the section 1, in this section, is, let's suppose P1, and let us write that R will be greater than 0 but less than R1. So in this section, pressure will be obviously this one we have already calculated. So it would be equal to P is equal to, in fact P1 will be equal to P axis, where P axis is the pressure of the pressure of the liquid at axis of rotation, and this would be given in the question, so we don't have to worry about that. So it is P axis plus rho 1 into R1, in fact small r square omega square by 2, which we have already derived in this equation. Now when we are writing the pressure in this region, so we can write it down as P2. P is equal to P2 when R is greater than R1 and less than R2. So in this region pressure is P2. Now obviously in this region the pressure would be P axis plus the complete pressure of this liquid plus the pressure of this partial liquid. So I hope you are getting my point, that if this distance is R, now so we can write that P2 will be equal to P axis plus the complete pressure of this liquid would be rho 1 into R1 square omega square by 2. We can calculate the complete pressure of this liquid by substituting small r as capital R1 in this equation, plus the pressure due to this liquid, which is having the length of r minus R1. So it would be rho 2 into omega square by 2 and multiplied by, let us write it down in this part. So it would be rho 2 into omega square by 2 multiplied by this is, we have to take this length only. So this length will be r square minus R1 square. So this will be the pressure in this region. Now in the same way, if we take this situation in which 5 different liquids are filled, this is rho 1, this is rho 2, this is rho 3, this is rho 4, and this is rho 5. So in this situation 5 different liquids are filled in the tube, and this is the distances of their boundaries from the axis of rotation. So we have to find out the pressure in all of them. So let us write down the pressure in 1. So in P1, in this liquid, pressure at a distance of small r will be P axis plus rho 1 into r square omega square by 2. Now P2 will be the pressure in this liquid. So it would be the sum of P axis as well as total pressure of this liquid. So it would be P axis plus total pressure of the first liquid would be rho 1 capital R1 square omega square by 2. Now to calculate the total pressure of this liquid, in this liquid we can substitute the value of small r as R1, okay, plus the pressure in this liquid at a distance of r from the axis would be rho 2 into omega square by 2 into r square minus R1 square. In the same way P3 will be P axis plus rho 1 R1 square omega square by 2 plus rho 2 omega square by 2 into R2 square minus R1 square plus rho 3 omega square by 2 into R square minus R2 square. And similarly you can write down the pressure in all of the 5 liquids. Let us write down the pressure in liquid 5 directly. Okay, so let us write down the pressure in this liquid. So pressure in this liquid would be the sum of P axis as well as the total pressure of this and this. So we can write down P5 as P axis plus rho 1 R1 square omega square by 2 plus rho 2 omega square by 2, and this is R2 square minus R1 square plus rho 3 omega square by 2, and this is R3 square minus R2 square, and plus rho 4 omega square by 4, in fact 2, this is R4 square minus R3 square, and the last one will be rho 5 omega square by 2, and it would be R square minus R4 square. So in this way you can write down the pressure in all of the sections. So that's it in this video, and in the next video we will be discussing some more interesting facts. Thank you.